Let's see. Your friends will never like your music. I've been a fan of this guy lately, Roro. I think I've actually like putting more people on his channel from like reacting to a lot of his stuff. I'm seeing like an increase on like general views.
Hello, internet. So you make music,
Hello.
you put it out, and nobody that you know listens to it. Well, that's probably going to stay that way.
How do people watch this guy? How do people watch that guy, the Weaverbeats 2 guy? He pauses so fucking much.
And I'll explain
Not
why.
again.
So it's one thing to support people that you're friends with their art. I think that's really important. You know, encouragement, support in any way that you can. Very, very important. But at the end of the day, if you put music out and your friends don't like it and they don't listen to it, you can't really fault them for that. Not everything is for everybody. And just because somebody knows you doesn't mean that they're going to like your art, you know? Like, a lot of times when I experience someone's art or listen to their music or whatever of somebody that I know personally, my brain automatically is more critical of it because...
Okay. I think this might be one of the first things I probably almost 100% agree with him on. Let me get my take real quick before he gets to give his take. Everybody's into like different types of music, genre-wise, just because... Like, it's weird for people to expect their friends to like their music. Plus, they're gonna have like a weird perception of it, especially if it has like your voice or something. They're gonna have like a weird perception of hearing your voice. Yeah. I think like the genre thing is the biggest thing though. Like, you can't expect people to just like your music. Like, what if they like electronic music and you're making rap?
You know, you feel like you can relate to it more because you know them on a personal level. So if there's like an expectation that you have for it and then they don't execute it in how you thought that they would, that might cause you to, you know, not feel as connected to the art as you would have expected. Also, nobody's obligated to do anything either. So if somebody doesn't want to listen to it, you can't really knock them for that either. And the amount of friends that you have compared to the amount of people that need to listen to your music for you to succeed, it really doesn't matter. You know, you're going to have to find so many more people that like your music and want to support you.
Yeah, they say you need 1,000 super fans to make a living. So yeah, I don't really know anyone with 1,000 friends. I mean, maybe on like Facebook or something, but they're not real fans. Can you not afford a mic stand? If I had to guess, it's probably because he likes the feel of holding a mic. I mean, that sounds sexual.
Hey, yo!
It feels like kind of like you're standing in front of an audience more. You know, it feels like more like you're presenting. I kind of get it. I'm just too lazy. I don't want to do that. I get it. I used to do it before when I would stream. It kind of makes me feel like I'm doing like stand-up or something like that.
In order for you to succeed with your music. So this is something that I got really hung up on for a while because I would put out music, I would put out, you know, I would release it and show my friends and stuff. And, you know, I never really got that much response from them. Or I would get some response, but it wouldn't be like what I expected. And again, this was years ago. I don't have these expectations anymore. But it's understandable to have these expectations. But at the end of the day, it's always people that you don't know that end up supporting you the most. And it's
okay. Fuck. I was waiting to pause and I can't think of what I was going to say. Actually, I feel like when I first started making music and I showed it to my friends, I feel like they were like brutally honest and I feel like I needed that, but I also wasn't ready to hear it. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like not everybody's the same, I guess. Not everybody's going to give you the same exact treatment.
Always the people that know you that have a harder time supporting you and connecting with your art. For some reason, that just seems like that's how it's worked out, at least for me. Let me know if it's different for you. I also feel like if you are making music and putting it out, and all of your friends are like gassing it up and they're like, yeah, this is amazing. You know, they support you, all that stuff. That's great. But if you put it out and no one else really likes it or no one else really connects to it, then the people that are listening to it and supporting you might not be being fully honest. They might just be kind of yes-manning you. And I think that's sort of a tactic that people use when they don't want to be honest with their friends. But I would much rather my friend reach out to me and be like,
well, it's not even about being whether or not they want to be honest. I think they don't want to deal with like the thing that's tough. You know what I mean? Being honest can be tough. You know, like, because you might get some pushback, like if they say like, hey, like, you know, your vocals, I'm not sure if I'm really feeling the tone of your vocals. And then, you know, some people have like kind of like an ego about it. They might, you know, want to argue. They might be like, what's wrong with the tone of my vocals? I sound great. Don't I sound great? Like even right now as I'm speaking?
Hey, listen to your song. It's not really for me, but I think it's cool that you're doing this. And I do have friends that do that. And I really greatly appreciate that.
Yeah, I don't understand.
But at the same time, if I put stuff out and nobody listens to it.
Like the Yeats beats are great, but I don't like Yeat. I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. I tried to listen to some of his shit earlier today. I think I heard one song I thought was okay, but like he makes like the weirdest fucking noises and shit, dude. I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. I like Young Lean. I like Blade, but I don't know. It's just not connecting. I don't know how to explain it. Some people will probably disagree with that, but people love it. I don't get it, dude. I don't get it. Like, and I've tried. I try. Like, I have like an open mind. I'm like Randy in an episode of South Park where he's trying to enjoy fucking dubstep. 100%. This is me trying to listen to Yeet.
That I know, and I get no feedback from people that I know, well, there's nothing I can really do about that, is there? And it really does feel like, especially if you're a smaller artist, you really have to find people one person at a time that like your music. Because even if somebody listens to your song, it doesn't mean they're going to listen to anything else you've done. It doesn't mean they're going to actually support you. It doesn't mean that they're going to keep up with you as you put more music out. So finding those supporters is really hard, and it's a very slow process. But in my opinion, that's the better way to go about it, because then the people that support you will actually support you for what you're doing and not just because they know you.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because that can be, that's not really the best way to establish being an artist, in my opinion. People shouldn't like your art just because they know who you are. They should like it because it's good art.
Well, it needs to be a, what do you call it? Fuck. Like, it shouldn't be transactional. I don't know. I can't think of the word.
That's how it is. And obviously, that comes down to personal preference. And I have plenty of friends that put out music. I love that they make music. I love that, they've been creating. And I love hearing what they make. Even if I don't like it, I still love to listen to it because I just want to hear what my friends are making. That doesn't mean I'm going to like listen to it every day. I'm not going to put it on my playlist and listen to it all the time, Sometimes I do. If I really like their music, I'll listen to it as if it's just any other song. But I'm not going to like pretend to like something if I don't like it just because it's somebody that I know. And I don't think that anyone should have that expectation. But again, like I said, when you're a smaller artist, it feels like that's the right thing to do because you don't have an audience yet. So you want your audience to be the people that know you.
No, he's not talking about who you make music for. He's talking about who will like your music and like why they would like it. Like having your friends support you is not something that's going to last in the long term.
But I don't know, like I know it's not the best analogy to compare making music and releasing it to a job, but let's say you have a friend that works at like, I don't know, a smoothie shop. And
the guitar looks so lonely and alone back there. Nah, I'm thinking that about the tech decks back here.
You don't like smoothies. You're probably not going to go visit your friend at work and get a smoothie just because they work there, You might be like, it's cool that you like your job. It's cool that you are doing something that you enjoy. Maybe they really love smoothies. They want to like open their own smoothie bar one day. So they're like working their way up, learning how to make smoothies the right way and, interacting with customers, all that stuff. Great. But just because they're doing that doesn't mean you need to support them. You can like encourage them and be happy for them that they're pursuing their passion, but you don't necessarily have to like, I don't know. You don't have to go buy a smoothie if you don't want it. And that's just how I see putting out music. It's very similar. And I think, again, I say this in all my videos, but focusing on what you're making is the most important thing. Sharing what you're making should be an afterthought. It should come after you're done creating.
True.
This is just my opinion. This is just how I work. So, take it with a grain of salt. Think whatever you want.
This guy's manager energy, his hair comes off with a hat. Bro, that'd be funny. Like, it's like a fucking... The whole thing is like a prop. Like, the beard is fake, too, and the glasses. It's just like a full bodysuit.
This is just my opinion. But I don't think it's a problem if your friends don't like your music. I think that's just the situation. It is what it is. Because you shouldn't be making music for other people's approval anyway. You shouldn't be making music with the intention of your friends liking it. Like, it's a bonus. It's cool if they do. But I've definitely fallen into the trap where I'm like, man, I wish my friends liked my music more. Maybe I should make music that I think that they would like. And that doesn't necessarily happen.
Maybe I should make music for Johnny. I want to make something that Johnny likes.
Because the way you are approaching something in your head and executing it, you might perceive it differently than somebody else. Like, I've been working on a bunch of music for a new project that I'm going to put out soon. Or I don't even know how it's going to come out yet, but I've been working on a bunch of new music. And last night, me and my partner sat down. I showed her 20 songs that I've been working on, and I just wanted her opinion because she hasn't heard a lot of them. And the ones that were my favorite, some of them she really...
Bro, my girlfriend fucking cooks me when I show her my music. She'll be like, yeah, this sounds kind of contrived. I'm like, damn. Like, and I'll be like thinking like, I don't get mad about it or anything. I'm like, damn. And I'll think about it later. I'll like hear it again. I'm like, fuck, I think she's right. That did sound kind of contrived.
Liked, but there was other ones that were my favorite, and she was like, yeah, it's okay. And then there was ones that I had completely written off in my head, and she was like, this is amazing. You should work on this more. So I think getting feedback from people, maybe before you put your song out, is good to do, especially if it's someone that you trust and that you has an artistic mind that you respect and they understand your music to a certain degree. I think that is probably more beneficial. But even so, you should take their advice and then do what you want still. Like,
that's very true, stranger. One of the curses is that when you start making music, you have all your inspiration and biggest ideas, but you suck. And then by the time you get good, a lot of that vim and vigor is long gone. That's so true. It's like you no longer have that like that hunger or like that amazing creative mindset that you start off with, or like you're just not as wowed by things. So like a lot of times I'll make some shit that's like I think it is pretty good, but I'm just kind of just like You know what I mean? It has to be like fucking insane. Like it has to be fucking insane for me to be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna release this, It leads me to like make tons of shit and never release it, basically, or never finish it. Like I have like thousands and thousands of projects. It's fucked up.
It's important to have other eyes and opinions on what you do, because that's gonna happen no matter what if you're putting your music out. Ideally, more people will watch it and more people will experience it. So that's just inevitably gonna happen. So maybe getting feedback from people while you're working on stuff before you put it out is the move. And then once it's out, it is what it is. That's up to the world to decide what happens. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about that this week because this is something I thought.
Yeah, speak for yourself, stranger. Everything I make is fucking amazing. It's fucking, dare I say, fire.
I thought about a lot over many years making music. I still struggle with it a little bit, but at this point, I think I've kind of come to terms with where I'm at in the context of my friends with music, and it is what it is.
Needless to say, I've exiled all my friends. They don't like my music. I don't like them.
Just make music, make the art that you like, figure out the other stuff later. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got some inspiration. That's really all I'm trying to do with this channel now. Inspire people, open up conversations. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. I'm not trying to convince anybody of anything. These are just things that I think about, that I think are interesting, that I think other people would think are interesting. And
yeah, I made a Jeffrey type beat, and then I think next week I'm gonna make a Sarah type beat. And I'm kind of just going through my friends one by one and being like, oh, I'm gonna make something I think they would like. And if they don't like it, we're not friends anymore.
it's worth having a conversation about. So let me know what you guys think. I put out a new video every Sunday, so you can come back next week for a new one, and I'll see you then.
Bro, I'm not trying to cook this guy at all. Because, like, he's pretty positive. I kind of appreciate his videos a little bit. They're, like, a little bit, like, mini think pieces. But one issue I have, though, you're only putting out one video a week, and then you're not even, like, scripting them. You're just kind of rambling. What the fuck, dude? Like, put a little more effort into them. Just, like, a little bit. Like, at least, like, kind of script it a little bit. Maybe come like, a little more ideas or something. Like, plan it out a little more or something. That's a little disappointing. He convinced me to buy a hat like that. A beanie for a giant. Is that what he convinced you to buy?